Expanding my raised bed area and finishing fencing it in this year, and I needed some new raised beds, so I decided to go ahead and try and use some of this old pool material from an old pool I had taken down. Basically, aluminum extrusion that went together to make the walls, so it held together for a pool. So I think it should work good. And I've been using it for other items over the years too, but. So first thing I did is I had to cut enough pieces to length to make another couple of raised beds. And that was pretty easy. I just have this old chop saw, and you want to make sure that you wear a shield when you're doing this stuff because aluminum goes all over. But I just have an old chop saw, and you cut the stuff off and it slides together. And you can see it's got some burrs on it there and stuff that still have to be removed, but it fits together and locks together good, and it'll hold, thousands of gallons of water, so it should work. And there's the blade that I'm using. It's just an old wood cutting blade. It's a 100-tooth carbide blade that's dull and seems to cut the stuff fine, so, that's what I use. So, it's kind of a boring thing to just sit there and cut the parts because, turns out I'm making about 41 inches diameter, and it takes 27 pieces for each bin that I'm making, and in the end I'm actually going to wind up making 10 bins, so I just thought I'd show you how I'm making them. So there it is, the extrusion for the first 2 bins are all cut to length, and then just go over to the little sander that I've got with a little 1-inch by 42s and just run over the edges to get the burrs off, because the aluminum does leave a pretty good burr that you could get cut on, so I wanted to just kind of try and clean that up a little. So that that's kind of a little bit of a boring job, but I think using the little belt sander is about the quickest and easiest way to handle it. So that it took a couple minutes, and got to hit all 4 sides of them. So in a little while there to stack them for 2 more bins, and so now it's time to head out. But right outside my shop door, I had this robin build a nest a couple weeks ago, and a day and a half ago, the eggs hatched, and there's the babies here. Every time I go outside, she flies away and lets me look at the babies, and there they are. It looks like they're doing fine and healthy. So back out to the garden, and this is the spot I'm expanding in, and just kind of putting down some of that weed barrier stuff, because I will be mulching it later, and then just start sliding these parts together, and they fit pretty easy once you get them started. And you can build these things any size that you want, any length, and any diameter, I think. So they do work out pretty good. So there it is. You can see I bought myself a pair of those farmer's coveralls finally. Pants are always falling down, and I decided to go down to Tractor Supply and try a pair of these things, and boy are they comfortable. I'm starting to like them already. So it takes a little while to get them together, and you have to just kind of get as many together as you can, and just keep sliding them in, and until you get them locked in the circle, they will move. But once everything's got a little bit of pressure on it from forming the full circle, the joints actually lock up pretty tight on them, so they stay pretty much well where they are. So getting the last piece in can be a little bit of a pain, because they're made to go together when they're flat or a little bit bent the other way. But when you're trying to do it this way, you have to kind of get them lined up, and tried pushing in, but it wouldn't really go in. So what I had to do is just flatten it to a oblong shape there, so that it would release the pressure, and then you could just slide it and it would lock. So there it is. I got, there's the first 2 I built there, and now I'm doing another 2. So there's the next one, and then rake it off a little bit and roll out a little more Tyvek. I will be doing a video. Well, I am working on a video expanding this area and putting in the fencing and stuff, so that's going to follow. But I just thought I'd break it down a little bit, because sometimes things just get too long. So, I got 4 of them there now, and basically what I'm doing to fill them up is I'm just going back, and I've got some grass sod in this area and topsoil that I got to remove, so I'm just putting that in around the edge, just digging it out a little bit and putting that in and trying to get it to push them out into the round shape that I need them, because these are fairly free form until you get something in them. And then I've got all the leaves that I picked up last year with the cyclone rake, and all the mulch from the garden that I pushed down in piles. It's not quite composted yet because I did it late fall and it froze right up, I think. But I'm going to put a couple wheelbarrows full of this in each of these. Put like another maybe 8 inches in each of the bins just as they start. Within the next couple of months it'll all be broken down. It's all organic matter, so it's basically fertilizer. And you can see it's just loaded with worms. I've never seen quite so many. Every pitchfork full's got like 100 worms in it, so I think it'll break down real quick. Then there's my compost pile, one of them, and you can see I made that out of these pool parts a couple of years ago, and it's held up well. And I'm just pulling the top layer back and digging down in there, and there you can see there's some real nice compost for to put in them. Now probably by the time I'm done, I think I can get probably about 2.5 yards of compost out of this container this size, and I think it's probably one of the best fertilizers that you can get. It's it's all natural. It's everything that's come out of the garden, and even when we can stuff and process stuff, the leftover veggies all wind up in the compost pile, and there you can see it basically turns right into dirt. If you want, you can run it through a screen to get any of the bigger pieces out, but I usually don't bother with it. So on top of those leaves, I'm putting about another 6 inches of compost in each of these containers next. And this stuff should really get the plants going. It's just like the most amazing fertilizer, and it's free and easy to make. So there's the first one. It's got the compost in, and I just threw an inch of dirt on top of it just to make it look like it's dirt. And then it's just a matter of filling the rest of them up with compost and then planting in them. In the end, it looks like I'm going to have 10 more of these raised beds. The first 4 are going to be this high, which is about 17 inches, and then the next 6 of them are going to be probably about 12 inches I'm going to go with. So there they are, and there you can see there's the old part of it. It's got some stuff started to grow in it already, and so I just threw a couple pepper plants in here because it's getting late and everything is so wet and muddy, as you can see. So I'm a little behind schedule this year, but I just thought I'd share how to make these real easy raised beds out of some old pool parts. And if you can find an old pool like that to take down from somebody, it's really does a good job and they work well. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.